Chef Buff Army, I'm going to help you out today. I'm going to help you out by giving you joint-friendly solutions to common problems. You know, my background's in sports performance and rehabilitation, so I get a lot of questions about injuries. What should I do if this hurts? My neck hurts. When I move this way it hurts. What should I do? And I can't give answers over the internet because I'd only give shitty answers. I don't know the full story. I don't see you in person. I don't know your anatomy, what's going on, your training history, all these variables. But what I could do today is give you good general guidelines, giving you specific examples, cases where people might have problems and what the alternatives would be so you could reduce that pain and hopefully fix it over time. Let's get started. Problem number one, the individual can't squat or deadlift. Maybe they have, an ACL tear, herniated disc. Something is preventing them. The doctor has not given them clearance to lift heavy either in the squat or deadlift. The next best alternative for those movements would actually be sled work or prowler work. Heavy pulls and pushes with the sled and prowler. I know of one coach who actually prepped someone, a bodybuilder, for a show. They had a problem with their knee, could not do squats or deadlifts. Almost exclusively heavy prowler work because you can really load it up. It's eccentricless, so it's very friendly on the knee, and they're able to maintain all their lean muscle mass in their legs while on a caloric deficit. Next topic, chronic dull lower back pain. I'm talking about individuals that just get this over time from sitting too much on their ass. I'm not talking about herniated discs or anything like that. If you do experience chronic lower back pain, I would highly recommend learning how to deadlift. A deadlift can help fix a bad lower back in most cases, as long as you do the form correctly. I also would learn how to engage your core. And what this would be is isometric holds, learning how to do the plank and learning how to squeeze and engage your core. If you do this correctly or learn this correctly, when you do front squats, chin-ups, overhead press, bench press, deadlifts, all these exercises will actively engage your core, helping to take the pressure away from your lower back. What happens for a lot of individuals with tight lower backs is that their hip flexors from sitting down too much and their hamstrings are too tight. So those are areas that you might want to stretch and you might want to improve. That's why for hamstrings, stiff leg Romanian deadlifts, as well as good mornings, learning the proper form, I have videos on both, will certainly help you out with that lower back pain. Let's just be clear about something. If you don't injure yourself, you're probably not working out hard enough. For instance, I got a stroke taking a set of bicep curls to failure. Next up, elbow pain. Everybody got elbow pain. The likely culprit on this one is one, you're tight, the forearms are tight, your triceps need to be stretched out, you bench press, probably incorrectly, but the big culprit is probably skull crushers. If when you do skull crushers, you get that shear, you get that tension around your elbow, stop doing skull crushers. Find an alternative. If you still want to do them, consider doing it on a decline. It'll put less pressure on your triceps. If you want to take it one step further than that, do it with neutral grip and dumbbells. So hold the dumbbells like so, and you do a neutral grip tricep extension. If you want to take it even further, look up Joe DeFranco, his rolling tricep dumbbell extension, which is even friendlier, as well as the tape press. Find alternatives when it comes to doing tricep exercises that don't aggravate it, because skull crushers can be one of the worst exercises for your elbows when performed incorrectly. Next up, sticking with the bros, shoulder pain while bench pressing. Most likely, this is because of incorrect form. Your elbows are too flared out, your shoulder blades aren't tight and back. But with that being said, a lot of people, because we sit down too much on a regular basis, you might have an inward internal shoulder rotation. We have that Neanderthal look. So what you want to do is, first of all, evaluate your bench press form. Second of all, see if you can do a push-up correctly. If you can and you experience no pain, most likely it's your elbow position. So when it comes to bench pressing in the next little bit, I would switch to a neutral grip. When your elbows are flared out, it puts more pressure on your shoulder. So what I would do when it comes to overhead pressing as well as bench press is move the elbows from being flared out to tucked in. So have a neutral grip like so and press with dumbbells. Try that out and see if it alleviates some of that shoulder pain. If it does, then it most likely was your elbow position, your shoulder position while bench pressing. Next up, knee pain, in particular knee pain while squatting. First of all, I would look at your feet position to make sure that your knees aren't caving in while you're squatting. But let's say you just squat and for some reason it bothers you, your knees start bothering you. First of all, I'd avoid high impact exercises on your knees. This means no jumping for the next little bit until you diagnose what the problem is. Second of all, I would avoid any movement unilateral exercises. So walking lunges are great. They're a great exercise, but if you're experiencing knee problems because you have to deaccelerate, you're moving forward in a 3D plane, it can put too much pressure on your knees. Instead, you want to do more static, single leg unilateral exercises. So we got our Bulgarian split squats, we got our split squats, single leg squats, trying to strengthen one leg at a time and see perhaps if your knee is caving in while you squat, and maybe it's because your glutes are too tight. So switch to static unilateral exercises like I just said. The last one we gotta talk about, wrist pain. If you experience wrist pain, it's probably because of a combination of pressing incorrectly and pulling incorrectly. So for pulling exercises, when you do a seated row, in order to complete the movement, a lot of guys will roll the wrist inward like so. So they'll tilt it in. Same idea with the pull down. In order to complete it, you might have tight shoulders, right? As you'll pull it down and in towards you. So make sure that your wrist at all times when it comes to pulling is nice and neutral like so. So it's straight, right? It's not bent in and it's not extended backwards. It's straight line. It's where you'll be stronger. Second of all, when it comes to the bench press or the overhead press, heavy pressing movements, yes, your wrist should be slightly back. The barbell should be lined up right onto your palm, underneath your elbow, to give a straight drive up. The problem with a lot of beginners is the barbell will roll back. So roll back to about here, and it's actually extending the wrist back, putting pressure like so. And if you do, 100 reps, every workout, and you do this for several weeks, several months, this is going to equal a lot of problems for your wrist. So make sure the bar placement is correct, right on the bottom portion of your palm, so you push straight up. This applies to the bench press and to the overhead press. That's right! I said that's right, because in this video, we just overview probably the most common joint problems and some good, quick, easy fixes for them that will most likely help you out in the future, because mobility is important and I believe in it. I'm going to be releasing more videos, how-to guides on how to fix, shoulder problems, knee problems, hips, lower back, all those cases. I want to hear from you guys what problems you have, and perhaps the most common one I'll make the first video on. Thank you as always for watching my videos. If you like the video, make sure to like it. If you're not a subscriber, the fuck you waiting for? It would be a smart idea. Chef Buff Army, my zealous army, I'll be seeing all you guys in the next video. Peace.